This is Lindy Cameron with me. I'm Michelle Castagna from Disability Advocacy, and this is a national campaign that says every Australian counts. And what we mean by that, every Australian is entitled to be equal with each other, equal citizens, not in front of, not behind, but walking alongside each other.
I guess the NDIS is so important because there's families out there that don't actually have access to proper services here in town at the moment. So we're hoping that with an NDIS scheme in place, they'll actually be able to access, resources, early intervention, equipment that's actually vital to them progressing. From a service point of view, I guess what we're looking at is having to change our services to suit clients rather than a group of people. We can actually now look individually and look at what's more important and what's actually needed for them.
The dramatic difference here is that with this scheme, which will come from revenue, not from a levy tax or a Medicare levy tax or whatever, so it's for all Australians, is that they will be given the power and the money to purchase the service that they see they want to live their lives the way they wish to do that. At the moment, one has to be assessed by a disability support team that's government run. They've got to be assessed as to what their general needs are as seen by themselves, but at the end of the day, whatever that package is or the amount needed is decreed upon by a team who selects if their submission is worthy of being funded or not. So, it's a bit like a lottery game, whereas here, although there's a lot of things that will need to be worked out on who gets what and how much, the thing is people can, if their priority is to have respite because they want to work or go away on a holiday with their other children, they can. There might be someone who'd like to spend more money on doing arts because that's what they want to do. It might be good for behaviour, it might be good for their social image, it might be satisfactory, and it might at the end become a means of earning extra income. They can choose to do that. This is for persons with a disability who are not under a motor vehicle compensation case. That's the whole point. So this is to enable people out there who are born with a congenital disability, acquire a disability, who at the moment have to fight the system to get the appropriate service that they would like to live an independent life. This here will mean they will have access to that, a bundle of money to do that. I think what's important to stress though to Australians, this is for every Australian, because tomorrow, next week, next month, your child or you or your spouse may end up having a disability, and you're going to find out just exactly what it means then to go on hands and knees begging for money. There's not much dignity when you have to fight for $1 to live a life.
And we see that in town now. I know a young family that their son had a motorbike accident, and the first thing the community did was get together and run an auction night. We raised nearly $100,000 for this young lad. But basically, that's chewed up within a very short matter of time, and he needed bathroom modifications. And what happens then is families, break down. They're forced to sell their home, and they do struggle and fight for funding. And the last thing you want when you've just been hit with the news that someone needs full-time care is also having to fight government just for basic services.
If you had a bit of, say you were able to get some money from this insurance scheme, what do you think you might end up spending it on?
I guess looking at full-time employment, maybe in the nursery area, I guess working more in the nursery and horticulture industry, probably taking on sort of more of that work and sort of working more in the community as well. And
you ran a small business yourself there for a while, didn't you?
Yeah, I had my manure and gardening business a while ago. I wouldn't mind getting that back up and going again. If I had a bit of money, that'd be something I'd like to get my hands on and get that back up and going. And also just work in the community, work alongside Tangentyere, like with the Tangentyere Day Patrol, and just seeing what goes on out in the community, you know, and I think being out more in the community is sort of a great involvement.